What happened on the red carpet at the BET Awards? Tyler Perry's drama's last scene. Claressa appeared ready to compete in an entirely new weight class thanks to her shields. Security was rushing, and wigs were nearly flying. Guess who was present throughout all of this chaos? The walking relationship goal papoose has turned into an emotional disaster magnet. What did Remy notice that caused her to go from rap royalty to a mugshot in less than 90 seconds? Moment? Or is there more complexity to this BET bombshell than anyone cares to acknowledge? It was not only unpleasant, but the way it happened in Chile was legendary. We have the whole breakdown, including the arrest, the justification, the dragging, and the betrayal. Thus, remain here. Everyone on the internet is trembling like Remy Ma's last nerve over the BET Awards event, so grab some popcorn and hold on to your nerves. According to fans, papoose might have desired it to occur prior to becoming the celebrity edition of Royal Rumble. It was a night of shimmering gowns, glittering black splendor, and highly anticipated performances. It wasn't just a random incident between two celebrities, so let's go back a bit. Wigs were being tested, microphones were flying, and BET producers were perspiring more than Usher in a confessional when the next Remy Ma stormed through like a Bronx hurricane before anyone could say security. Claressa Shields was posing on the carpet and declaring, "I'm the champ and the bride energy." It was too wild, too personal, and too premeditated to be written. Underneath the surface. At the heart of it all is Papoose, the man who was once thought of as hip-hop's most loyal husband. But in light of last year's events, many are now wondering if he was always faithful or if he was committed to concealing the truth. This is the tea. For months, there have been rumors that Papoose and Claressa Shields were becoming close behind the scenes. These reports include one strange trip to Turks and Caicos that neither of them took, as well as covert boxing practices and soft-launch Instagram stories. Can provide an explanation. This full-fledged BET conflict appears to have been started by her spouse, which is something no woman wants to witness firsthand. Up until now, Remy, who has always kept her private life private, has remained mostly silent. Insiders claim that when security tried to intervene, Remy was behaving as if she was back in prison, with her elbows flying, heels still on, and acrylics intact. Claressa abruptly stopped being a guy. When Remy entered Papoose's backstage area by herself in her midlife, she appeared far too comfortable. "I am aware that this belongs to me." Claressa put her palm on his chest and said, "Now." Then, faster than the beat of a DJ battle drill, the Bronx came out of him. Now, fans are demanding to know how we made it to 4,000 with captions. To understand this magnificent explosion, we must begin at the beginning. Remy Ma and Papoose were thought to be unbreakable. When she was imprisoned, he held her down like the last nice guy on the planet. They persevered through it all and came to represent black devotion and love. However, the fissures appeared out of nowhere. The murmurs were as quiet as the whispers of the wind at first. A user even took a screenshot of what they claimed to be Papoose shouting, "Fire, fire, fire, fire," beneath one of Claressa's bikini photos. 2 hours later, the snapshot was deleted. Remy, of course, smacked back then, claiming that people were reading too much into those earlier rumors, which now sound more like forecasts. When asked about dating, she cryptically replied, "I'm keeping things private for now," which is code for "I'm sneaking around with someone famous because you're simply not prepared yet." Things worsen. Remy Ma wasn't even meant to be backstage at the time, according to an unnamed insider claiming to be a member of BET's talent coordinating team. It appears that shortly before her performance, she requested to enter the special artist lounge, when she unintentionally ran upon Papoose and Claressa. 2 segments away from performing a surprise verse with Fat Joe, she had been seated near the front row. Or was someone trying to avoid being discovered? For what other reason? Remy had been uneasy all evening, avoiding conversation, glancing at her phone, and observing the side-stage assistant, according to the same source. Yes, we do have purported mobile phone footage from the video release. Remy hauled Claressa as though she had stolen her whole album as Twitter was on fire. Papoose had women fighting for him, much like the last man with a pension. She claimed to have heard Remy say, "If they think I won't show out here, they've got me twisted." However, Security One's stylist is reported to have taken a heel to the chest before anyone could depict it as a simple altercation. It's no longer entertaining when it moves from shadow to pushing to someone finding their earring on the ground. The police were summoned at that moment since it was assault. Remy Ma was arrested during the fight at the Bet Awards. The harm had already been done, and attacks on Claressa's shields on live broadcast were already making headlines. He is being prosecuted. Actually, what happened behind that curtain? The police report claims that Ray's own team tried to create the narrative for TMZ before the report was ever released, making the matter even more convoluted. The internet didn't believe the account of Remy falling and unintentionally touching Claressa when slow-motion replays revealed him clutching her ponytail, as if he was attempting to drag her into next year. But Papoose was nowhere to be found after the fight. He allegedly left the scene with Claressa, according to some witnesses, but not according to others. Lashes still hanging from handcuffs as you might expect, life and the internet go into full CSI mode. Within minutes, Andes was analyzing every facet of the leaked video on Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok, much like they were analyzing the Zapruder film. Another user reported seeing Papoose smiling in the background. Yes, with a smile. Conspiracy rumors started after a user slowed down the video frame by frame just before the hair pull and claimed to have heard Claressa say, "She's crazy." Was Remy Ma the one who set it? In a now-deleted Instagram story from Bet's Green Room, Remy unintentionally entered the same exclusive lounge area that Claressa may have purposefully brought Papoose into. It becomes much more confusing, according to insiders, because guess who posted the video and said, "Y'all really don't see what's happening here." Maze. He is correct. This problem now involves the same labyrinth that has been poking fun of Diddy for weeks. Fans are also doubting his knowledge. Everything changes drastically when an odd Twitter account called at the actual actress starts tweeting screenshots out of the blue. A few days prior to the Bet Awards, the user allegedly sent direct messages from Papoose to an unidentified individual timestamped with the following tweet. At first, people thought this was just a troll account. Loyalty was never the issue. The distraction has been Ray. The ultimate goal is Claressa. I'm tired of defending her reputation when another Claressa was there when no one else was online, one of them remarked. When admirers began drawing comparisons between Ray's public rants and previously recorded interviews, pointing up times when she appeared suspicious or emotionally detached. Remy says, "If Pap ever cheats on me, it better not be with someone who could knock me out," in a 2023 podcast that one fan even found. Claressa Shields has been strategically silent ever since then. No statements have come from her team. The words still standing unbothered, nuclear girl, unbothered or undefeated in ruining marriages. Ain't the Olympics appeared on a black screen in her most recent post. Setting down her gloves, Claressa took up a moral compass and the quantity of rings required for a wedding or championship. The legal issue is getting worse in addition to the Free Remy movement. In a single day, fans uploaded old pictures of Remy Ma in her prison uniform as fan art, according to an unnamed person close to casino security. Additionally, there were discussions discussing her exercises while inside and even predictions regarding the design of her mugshot. According to the fictitious account, Remy was arrested for misdemeanor assault, battery, and upsetting the tranquility. In actuality, however, prosecutors are purportedly examining the video to decide whether to prosecute her with aggravated assault, particularly given that Claressa's side asserts that she experienced psychological trauma and a small injury. Ray's legal team is reportedly getting ready to argue provocation, claiming that Remy acted in temporary emotional distress due to betrayal, emotional manipulation, and public humiliation. Claressa, claiming to be someone's cousin, was yelling for security to press charges immediately, telling producers, "I'm a fighter in the ring, not in heels." The icing on the cake is that Remy has not had a visit from Papoose throughout his detention. The statement says, "I came here for an award, not an ambush. I trusted you," they muttered. "I stood up for you in front of my aunt, and you do the same." From their days of love and hip-hop. Remy's kid even reportedly posted the enigmatic statement, "Loyalty is only real when it costs something." The drama isn't just hurting Remy Ma's brand, on his personal account. According to reports, sponsorship stopped. Her best appearance was removed from all official recap footage, their collaborations, and her future podcast was postponed. The streets are speaking louder than ever, even if it seems like they are trying to totally obliterate her from the night. Others, however, weren't as understanding. If she did it for love, she did it for love. And if that's illegal, lock me up, too. Remy has been more genuine than 90 of the industry. It's not love. It's throwing hands and ego insecurity. Due to your loss of control. I'm going to delete my Spotify account if Papoose puts Remy Ma back in jail. Was it set up for ratings by the bet? Is that Papoose? Just when the internet was beginning to settle down, Papoose finally broke his quiet, leaving fans unprepared for what would happen next. No, it wasn't a tweet or a post, but rather a late-night Instagram live where he appeared to be under witness protection with his face hidden. What was it that he said? Not very much. After that, he logged off, and let's just say that the timeline was broken by a single sentence. Fans are divided. While some believe he is discreetly riding with Claressa, others believe he is defending Remy. But the drama isn't what the courts are here for. Next week is Remy Ma's court date. In addition to the best film, authorities are reportedly examining other incidents in which Remy allegedly acted aggressively in public, such as the angry radio interview from 2021 in which she almost flipped a microphone when questioned about rumors of adultery. As if that wasn't ugly enough, 30 minutes before the altercation, an unidentified Papoose camp staffer revealed an email thread that seems to indicate reminders for a surprise private moment between Pap and Claressa at the BET Awards. Baby, this isn't just a viral moment. As BET's biggest night came to an end, the fallout from this full-blown celebrity collapse is spreading like wildfire. It was betrayal, not the music, that made headlines. On camera, blood pressure and shattered allegiance. The mugshot of Remy Ma is icy. She gave Nicki that "Try Me Again" look back in 2017 without crying or apologizing. Prosecutors have access to court materials. According to a source close to the legal team, among other camera views from the BET Awards venue, including backstage surveillance, those recordings show Claressa screaming as Remy charges at her with obvious intent to hurt her. Yes, you heard that right. And if that statement is confirmed in court, it could change everything, because suddenly this isn't just about Remy losing her. Pap instructed me to tell you shortly before the dragging began. BET executives are upset that their biggest night of the year is now known as the Brawl Awards because the centerpiece was used at a well-known BET afterparty, as confirmed by an event planner's now-deleted Instagram story. Fans are calling it a cold-blooded setup, with one viral tweet stating, "Remy went to jail for a man who is already scheduling supper with the adversary." That is insanity, not love. The online petition, "Remove Claressa Shields from celebrity events until she apologizes to Remy Ma," has received over 75,000 signatures in less than 48 hours, and the comments are harsh. You shouldn't take someone's man in their moment. Sis dodged punches in the ring, but she couldn't avoid a Bronx brawl. Furthermore, there are rumors that a streaming service that has not yet been identified is in early talks with Claressa Shields to create a documentary about her side of the story. The documentary's working title is Undisputed Love, Lies, and Left Hooks, and its producers are reportedly promising never before seen. My client is not just a rapper. She is a mother, a wife, and a woman who was pushed to her limits by betrayal, public humiliation, and orchestrated disrespect. Ray's obviously fake lawyer Latricia Knowles told reporters outside the courthouse. "We will show that Remy Ma was provoked and that this was a setup involving emotionally baiting both women backstage. If it turns out that he misled Remy about his whereabouts during the event, he might face his own round of legal hell." For example, at the 2019 Breakfast Club, Remy said, "If I ever catch my man lying, I'm not yelling. I'm going to swing first and then ask questions." She was telling the truth. Charlemagne even shared the video again on X, writing, "We should have known. Hip-hop doesn't care." Indeed, there is a #Free Remy Ma movement. Fans are hosting block parties, streaming her songs, and sharing old freestyle fights as though she were Tupac. But in 1996, some started to question whether this marriage was genuine or perhaps a marketing ploy. Did Papoose utilize emotional manipulation to increase power over both women? And if Clarissa's story is true, what else will surface? A man posing as Papoose is heard telling someone, "Once the public sees her lose it, I'm out." Allow her to lose the show. If the tape is real, it transforms Papoose from a helpless witness into a cunning monster who exploited two powerful ladies for attention before disappearing as soon as last night's mayhem broke out. An audio clip was shared to a gossip page by a purported Bed Award employee. Supporters are already calling for justice, not just for her, but for any women who have ever been driven insane for responding to unjustified cruelty. That evening, Remy Ma did more than just strike Claressa. Regardless of your feelings for her, she also punched through the lies and illusion. In a culture when betrayal is caught on camera, edited, and disseminated before your tears dry up, sometimes people just focus on rage. The million-dollar problem still exists. Was Remy Ma a ticklish person or a lady who had been rejected? Betrayal set off a time bomb? Did Claressa really go too far, or was she only the scapegoat in a bigger manipulative scheme? Above all, did Papoose plan this chaos? With new rumors appearing on the timeline every day, court dates approaching, and leaked footage continuing to surface, we are not only seeing drama but also a public unraveling in real time. However, do you believe Remy had a valid cause for dragging Claressa? Did Papoose set them both up for failure, or is this whole thing a bizarre situation? Triangle of love that was intended to attract attention and betrayal? Please fill in the space below with your comments. We encourage your wildest theories and ideas, as well as your comments on whether Remy Ma ought to be freed or put in more shackles. Don't worry if you're still holding your breath, there will be more surprising updates soon. We guarantee that the upcoming major at any moment, revelation could occur.